I'm David Scandura.
I'm Justus Burkett.
And today we're here to find out if The Book of Henry is the greatest movie ever made.
I didn't want things to get violent. Violence isn't the worst thing in the world.
You can't hide it on this one.
You can't find out if The Book of Henry is the greatest movie ever made with a straight face. It's impossible.
Welcome to the greatest movie ever made, the show where we watch a movie. Watch a movie and tell you if it's the greatest movie ever made. Don't get your hopes up, I'll say.
I'm on fucking cloud nine right now. I did not know what a treat I was in for when I picked this movie. I had heard that this was sort of like befuddlingly bad.
Yeah.
Like sort of like a you gotta see it to believe it sort of bad. I don't think one can be prepared for The Book of Henry.
Years ago, the YouTube channel Folding Ideas put out a video essay dissection thing of The Book of Henry.
Yeah, okay. That's Dan Olsen, right?
Dan Olsen, yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Love that Canadian bald.
Yeah, he does great videos.
Yeah.
I remember watching it. I probably saw it once or twice because I was like, I'm never gonna fucking watch The Book of Henry.
Yeah.
And then as the movie started, and we started settling in. I say settling in.
I would argue at the beginning of this movie it does encourage you to settle in, which is a mistake on the movie's part, because the fact that you have settled in works against what the movie chooses to do later.
Yeah. So as we're going along, I was like, oh no, I have complete and total recall of every clip that Dan Olsen played from that YouTube video.
Yeah.
And I know most of what I'm in for with this one.
Yeah.
Doesn't lessen the blow.
Yeah. I also feel like it must have I can imagine that in a 30-minute or whatever YouTube video, I can only imagine that there was only so much that he was able to cover. This movie is like, while I was watching this movie, I kept feeling this awful sense that The Book of Henry is like a black hole. It just like extends into eternity. At the bottom of this, there is some unknowable singularity, but you'll never reach it because time stretches out the more you engage with this, and eventually, like, your atoms will be ripped apart before you get to the bottom of this fucking thing. It is like staring into the sun. This fucking movie.
I was gonna make this joke. I'm enchilada number 1.
Yeah. Joined
as always by my co-host enchilada number 2.
Yeah, or butterfly if I was a girl.
If you were
I
a girl,
guess.
yeah.
Because girls can't be enchiladas. Justus Burkett, that's my name.
Justus Burkett.
Yeah.
You know what my two favorite things in this movie are?
I would love to hear your two favorite things in this movie.
The first one is when Henry looks over at girl and sees that girl is sad, and then realizes that it takes it as confirmation that she's being abused.
Yeah.
And then the fucking hard cut to him walking into the principal's office going, God damn it, Janice. How long does this have to go on for?
I believe the thing that confirms his suspicions is that she is disinterested in eating a donut that was passed to her from a communal box of donuts that some kid's dad brought or something.
Yeah.
But just she won't eat the donut. That's clear proof that she is being abused in some vague but highly upsetting way.
But the door to the principal's office slamming in time with the edit. And him just, God damn it, Janice. That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
My second favorite thing is when Naomi Watts goes into the gun store and pretends to be a professional assassin.
This is okay. Yes, I'm glad you called this out as one of your favorite things in the movie because I am fucking obsessed with this gun store scene where Naomi Watts goes into the gun store. We will get into it, but goes into the gun store on the instructions left on a cassette tape by her dead son who died of a brain tumor.
Yeah.
Right? And so she is listening to his instructions via AirPods. And she's like or like Apple headphones. This is pre-AirPod, of course. But you know, yeah. And being like, okay, my dead son is telling me I need to ask for Dominic at the gun store to be like sold illegal suppressors and shit.
Because he snuck into the gun store once and heard that if you drop the name Dominic, you get access to
The
illegal
secret menu,
guns,
the gun
stuff
store
in the
secret
back.
menu. Yeah,
Right, because Dominic is some big shot in the criminal underworld or something.
I guess so. But it is so like Naomi Watts delivers this as if she is in the movie that this movie has transformed into temporarily, which is like a Jason Bourne fucking sleeper agent assassin thriller, right? And God bless Naomi Watts for being able to code switch into this movie's myriad modes. But her coming into this gun store and like she's John fucking Wick and asking for this like highly specific kit.
She says, I want a Nemesis Vanquish 762 with a Night Ranger scope and 3 detachable mags.
The 3 detachable 10-round mags are fucking insane because this was on Henry's instructions. This means one of two things. Either Henry thinks that it's going to take like 40 rounds to drop Dean Norris, or
Well, he's a big guy.
Or this is the beginning of Henry's kill list, and there are many more names on these tapes.
There's
this is what
some
I think
chapters in the back of the Book of Henry.
Right, I think if you keep reading the Book of Henry, it's like, now that you've killed Glenn Sickleman, the true work can begin.
The interface too.
It's like, next is, of course, Principal Janice, because, you know, Henry spoke to her about this, so she's going to have to get whacked, because she's, you know, if the investigation into Glenn is clearly, you know, she's going to be able to provide some insight on maybe what happened here. Got to kill her. Maybe you got to kill the ballerina stepdaughter after all, because maybe she knows too much. This is what I think is happening post book. Like, I think if Naomi Watts goes through with the murder and keeps listening to the tape, this is inevitably where we're headed.
I think if Henry lived, he would grow up to become Jaeden Martell's character in Knives Out.
Right. Yes.
Where he's just a little
neo-Nazi.
Nazi.
Yes. Right.
So
Henry Carpenter is unquestionably a fascist in this movie because his worldview is such that there are only two viable options for solving a problem, a societal problem. One is go to a corrupt institution and attempt to get them to handle it. But once you realize that the institution is indeed corrupt, you have to abandon that for the second and only option, individual violent action. And so I'm like, this dude is he's already the Nazi kid from Knives Out.
yeah.
He's basically like,
if
the government won't solve our problems, we should kill them.
Fuck. Oh. Oh, we can't. We're getting too far.
I know.
I mean, it's so.
Yeah.
So.
Let's pause here.
How are you?
Yeah.
How are you doing,
David? I'm okay right now. I picked this movie for this week.
You sure did.
Not knowing that I was about to have a week where I was like incredibly depressed for no discernible reason. And then I watched the Book of Henry, and towards the peak of that, and like I'm feeling a little bit better. I've been feeling a little bit better in the last couple of days, but I feel a little insane right now when I tell you that since waking up this morning, 96% of the thoughts that I have had have been about the Book of Henry. It's not a healthy way to be living.
Well, it's sort of like, getting jump started back to life with the shock paddles.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Yeah, dude. I've seen too much
to
be normal.
You were walking towards the light.
Yeah.
And you turned away and you heard 3, 2, 1 clear. And that was watching the Book of Henry, my friend.
That's right. Yeah, boy, oh boy. But I've been depressed this week. I don't know why. Nothing bad has happened. If there was a reason for it, it wouldn't be a mental illness. Sometimes it just fucking happens to you.
Yeah. Echo everything you said.
Yeah. So that's been happening to me this week. No, you're good. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm okay now. But I have been having not the best week. Just my brain is being bad to me, and sometimes that happens. I do want to just a quick sincere corner over here. I do just want to say on mic that High Priestess Pod, my lovely wife, has been exceptionally kind and understanding to me this week while I've been dealing with this, and I really appreciate that. And it's nice to have people in your life who love you and to understand your struggles. So if you don't have a person like that, I'm sorry. Try to find one. Yeah.
I'm sorry that you've been having a rough week.
Thanks, but I'm okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I want to recommend, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So, David, how are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Partially because I had to stay up late watching this fucking movie.
Sorry. Hey, it's less than 2 hours.
I was.
You can say that about it. It is less than 2 hours.
Yep, it's an hour 45, and maybe that's too long. I was so tired this morning. I was dropping shit.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm normally a clumsy person anyway, but the person I was trying to hand stuff to at work, I was like, sorry, God in his infinite foolishness allowed me to wake up this morning. So that's how I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm okay, I think.
All right.
My recommendation is the Nick Cave album Let Love In, I guess, his most beloved album by most of his fans.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great fucking album. It's actually what part of what makes it good is it's a really good intersection of the sounds that he had been building up to in his career at that point, where it's goth rock, it's post-punk, there's a little bit of the Americana that he likes to fool around with, blues and dark folk and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a really great cohesive album, and I listened to it for the first time, and yeah.
Yeah. Funny that you should mention Nick Cave, because as you were saying that, I was like, this movie sort of would work better as a Nick Cave song than as a movie. I can picture Nick Cave singing a song about a guy dying of a brain tumor and then leaving instructions for a highly premeditated murder. Maybe it wouldn't be an 11-year-old kid in a Nick Cave song.
Okay. So the Book of Henry, directed by one of our greatest hack filmmakers, Colin Trevorrow.
Yes, I've also heard people say Trevorrow. I don't know which one's right. I always say Trevorrow.
Yeah, that's what
it doesn't really matter, but yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Tell me how you really feel.
So, he made a movie called Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yes, with Mark Duplass.
Yeah, I don't remember if I've seen that.
I saw that, and that came out, that was probably 2010?
Yeah,
something like that. I saw that movie when it came out, and because I was an idiot with bad taste, I loved it. I attempted to go back to it in more recent years, and it was did not finish for me.
Okay, I gotta watch it, because that is, I think, his only film that I haven't seen, and I expect that it might be his best. So he made that. He was This was going to be his next project, but then he got offered Jurassic World, and he did that. Then after Jurassic World, he came back to do the Book of Henry, which is from a script by what's his name?
He's like a crime writer.
Greg Hurwitz.
Yeah, he writes like crime novels.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But he'd been working on this script for a very long time.
Yeah, for like 20 years, which is insane.
This is his passion project. So Greg Hurwitz been working on this script for like 20 years, like you said.
Yeah.
And over the years made revisions to it as he got older and life happened to him. And it emerged as this kind of mutated afterbirth
this
of
eldritch monstrosity
of kids' movies. And Colin Trevorrow was like, I love this script. Let's make this movie.
Colin Trevorrow loved the script so much that he like lovingly added to the insanity of it, which is the thing
there was a little bit more collaboration on the script as they started working together.
From what I understand, a lot of the more saccharine sort of like cheesy family movie stuff in this was Trevorrow's influence. That is what I have been led to understand through, researching this a little bit after watching it, which like that's crazy because that is like one of the biggest things wrong with this movie is that it attempts to have the tone of a, sweet family, like twee family drama. And instead it turns into an extremely dark and upsetting thriller while attempting to maintain its previous tone. This is like the oft-cited thing about this. This is the only thing I knew about this movie, really, is that I knew that it was a tonal mess that baffled people. And I did know that the kid dies halfway through. Those are the only things I knew about this movie when I picked it. I did not know what the big thing was. I did not know what the third act of this movie was. So like, I came in a lot more blind than you did, and I do feel like I am recovering from a traumatic brain injury right now. I am still having a hard time piecing together what just happened to me.
Yeah, it's fuck. Like we were talking about the tonal shifts of Over the Top. This movie makes Over the Top look like a subtle, nuanced masterpiece.
Yes.
With deep, rich, emotional themes.
You know what's funny, though? Putting this right after Over the Top, I was noticing some similarities. The key one being a precocious, overachieving type A child.
A kid who describes himself as precocious.
Yes.
Oh my fucking...
Yes.
Yeah.
This a child who is like an overachiever, maybe like wise beyond his years, has to like pseudo parent his alcoholic degenerate what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you're like a kid in a grown up's body, both sliced alone and over the but in Naomi Watts' case, she's a woman child, I suppose,
lady child.
Yeah, but there's that similarity between these two.
Degenerate feels like a strong word to use to describe Naomi Watts.
You're right. Yeah. That's more.
She just wants
Sylvester Stallone is more degenerate.
Yes.
Because he is a gambling addict.
Naomi Watts just wants to have.
She just
girls' night with Sarah Silverman
to play Gears of War.
Gears of War.
It is so fucking funny. It is one of those moments that makes your brain feel like it's melting. That the video game they chose out of any PlayStation title that they could have selected.
Xbox.
Oh, is she playing Xbox?
Yeah, Gears of War is an Xbox. Well, it's available on PlayStation now, but it wasn't back then.
Oh, okay. Got it. I thought she was playing the PlayStation. I like that she's playing Xbox because that indicates to me that gaming is kind of a hobby for her, not a passion. Like I feel like an Xbox gamer is like a person who's like, I'll pick this up occasionally. I don't really care. I'm as much a video game fan as I am a movie fan or whatever. Like that's an Xbox player,
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're serious about it, you get a PlayStation or a Nintendo console.
It's pretty rad that she's playing the video game where you have the gun with a chainsaw on it.
Yes.
And you're big giant space dudes killing big giant space aliens.
Yes.
And there's like blood and gore everywhere. It's one of the most violent fucking video games ever made.
Yeah. It's also so funny because it is extremely clear to me that Mom is playing video games on the couch was written in the script before they had any idea what the video game would actually be, because one of Naomi Watts' lines...
I imagine that's often the case.
Yeah,
with
sure.
Movies. Yeah.
But one of Naomi Watts' lines of dialogue, when she is playing what appears to be the campaign mode of Gears of War, it doesn't look like she's playing multiplayer online, if that's even an option in
Yeah,
this game.
it's the campaign.
She's playing the campaign, and one of her lines to Henry is like, as soon as I level up on these guys, they're done for. And I'm like, I don't think that's how the campaign of Gears of War works. I don't think you level up. I think you just finish the level and then get to the next level of the campaign.
Yeah.
And you don't have like stats and stuff.
No, and she's specifically playing one of the campaign missions from the re-released version of Gears of War.
Yeah.
Where you fight the Brumac.
This is one of many...
I was really... Naomi Watts,
Yes.
if you're listening,
Yeah.
would you like to play Gears of War co-op with me sometime?
David is available at his domicile.
I'm playing it right now. As
He has
a matter
a
of
very
fact.
comfortable couch, Miss Watts.
I've been...
and two lovely cats that you would just be delighted to meet.
Yeah. I've been playing through it recently, and I could use your help
Yeah.
and your company. What were you saying?
I think I think that line of dialogue, the as soon as I level up on these guys, they're toast, is one of so many lines of dialogue that listing them would take from now until the end of recorded time in this movie that are just patently absurd on the surface if you think about them at all. And if you have any familiarity with what your eyes are looking at, right? And I'm not going to attempt to point out many more of those. Just know that they exist up and down this screenplay in every single scene.
You know
Someone is always saying some dumbass shit that doesn't make sense in every moment of this movie.
You know what this screenplay is?
Yeah.
It is so clever. It is so obsessed.
This is why
this whole movie.
Yeah.
God, fuck. I'm so distracted. This movie is fucking awful. This movie is a little kid running up to you and showing, "Hey, look what I can do. Look what I can do," over and over again. And it is so smug and self-important and in love with itself. It is also that scene from The Room where the mom walks in and goes, "Well, I got the results of the test back. I definitely have breast cancer." And it's never brought up again. It's just that scene ad infinitum.
Dude, okay, so I think the way that we need to talk about this movie in order to keep this semi-coherent, before we get any further, I think we should talk about the three different movies that this is, one at a time.
Okay.
Because this movie is three movies. There is the twee Amblin Entertainment coded family drama, right? And then there is the harrowing brain cancer, intense prestige drama, right? And then there is the Jason Bourne thriller secret assassin movie.
Okay.
Right? So, let's just I think we should just tackle them in order and just talk about shit that's in each of those movies that are somehow smashed together to make one movie.
Right.
So, the cute stuff. All of this is so fucking obnoxious. The movie starts with this. 10 minutes into this movie, I was like, this movie was made by people who think that OK Go music videos are the peak artistic achievement of our time.
Okay.
With the Rube Goldberg machines and the just isn't it all so cute and clever and fun of it all. And I was immediately bristling at that, where I was like, this movie came out in 2017. It feels like this movie is in love with the fucking leather suspender, handlebar mustache, fucking expensive Greek yogurt shop that one would find themselves in like 4 years before that. It feels a little bit like it's like, yeah. And so we have all this shit at home with Naomi Watts and the kids, and immediately Henry is like the most annoying human being who has ever lived. He is just, I mean, we have to do it.
Yeah, we have to talk about Henry, because Justus, I hate this kid.
I hate this fucking kid.
If there is one base level in which this movie falls flat on its face, and shits its own pants. And let me tell you, dear listener, it's not just one thing that this movie does. That it is many things. But the central character,
the titular Henry,
who is not necessarily the main character, but is the driving force behind the events of the film, is a fucking little psychopath.
Yes.
He is
evil.
He is obnoxious and rude, and feels like a character written by a screenwriter.
And like
and at no point in this movie are you ever endeared towards him. And the moments when the movie tries to make you hit you with that sentimentality and that saccharine, just like kind of like Spielbergian sort of tone to the kid stuff. Anytime the movie does that, it completely contrasts with everything else that this movie has shown in terms of Henry's characterization. And it is so fucking annoying whenever the movie is like, no, but you like the kid.
Yeah.
You feel bad that the kid has cancer.
It literally, this movie feels like it is a movie. It feels like if someone made, we need to talk about Kevin, but thought that Kevin was the most relatable character in the story.
Yeah.
It feels like if someone was like, oh, but like, poor Kevin, right? And it's like, no, that kid was born evil. This is a monster. And like, our character introduction to him is like they're doing the like, what do I want my legacy to be essay reading in his classroom.
Yeah.
And there's a kid who goes before him who does this like really like earnest, cute, this is like a gap-toothed redheaded kid. He's like adorable.
Yeah, I wanted to play dodgeball in the Olympics.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be an Olympic dodgeball player. I want to be the best at dodgeball. And it's like, oh, how cute. This kid's 11, whatever. And then like immediately after that, Henry goes up, does not have a paper in his hand. This asshole memorized his project.
No, he is pulling this out of his ass.
Yeah, you're right. He's just kind of riffing.
Yeah, he's 100%.
And he's basically like, well, what is legacy actually? All of us are doomed to only a few short years on this planet. So I think that it's not about what you do for work or what you have in your bank account. And this fucking asshole over here doesn't even know that dodgeball is an Olympic sport. You fucking dumbass bitch. Like, he's just like, immediately I'm just like, this is like Patrick Bateman as an 11-year-old.
Yeah. And the teacher's reaction is not, Henry, you got to do the fucking assignment the way
right.
She's like, why can't we put you in a gifted school?
Yeah, and he like delivers some like canned fucking psychologist response, and it's like immediately you're like, this kid is, but he was born wrong.
Yeah. So he's a child prodigy.
Yes.
Who is has taken upon himself to take care of the financial needs of his family because his mother is apparently so incompetent that she doesn't even know how to set up direct deposit without consulting with her 11-year-old child.
Which it's like, what were we doing before he could read? Did he learn to read at 2?
I don't know, man.
How did we enter this state of affairs where an 11-year-old is trading stocks on the stock market and using that income to pay his family's mortgage?
How do you do that? Can you legally? How do you get it? Man,
anyway.
How do you? Fuck. Do we know what happened to Dad? Is Dad ever mentioned?
I think Naomi Watts has kind of a throwaway line about how he walked out on them.
Oh, that's right.
I think it was kind of a situation where it was like, yeah, she had the couple kids, and then he was like, see ya. and kind of left her saddled with the boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And presumably she just like slaved away at this diner to pay for them to all live until Henry was old enough to magically be fucking touched by Athena, goddess of wisdom or whatever, and suddenly know how to use computer to get money.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't need to stick within the bit. The whole episode is going to be how we hate this kid.
We hate this kid. We're never going to play the end stinger because it's the whole episode.
Yeah. So that's our baseline.
Yes.
Henry is smart, precocious, obnoxious, and rude, who thinks he is better than everyone else, including his brother.
Yes.
And
including his mom, who he fucking condescends to constantly.
Yes. Oh my God. Just let her play Gears of War, my dude. I know you're fucking paying the bills.
When he's like, the bank statement came in the mail today or whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, and he's like, did you look at it? And she's like, no, not really. And he's like, you should take a look at it next time. You should really know what's on it. It's like, fuck you. If my kid talked to me that way, I'm sorry. I don't believe in corporal punishment. I would be slapping this little asshole.
I think it's good that this kid died of cancer.
Yeah, it is the crazy thing about this movie. The thing about this movie that I think truly makes it a malignant force of ontological evil is that it makes you happy when an 11-year-old boy dies of brain cancer. It elicits a response so ugly in the viewer that it feels foreign to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Other
other stuff
things,
about the Twee, other stuff about the Twee movie. I hate fucking Naomi Watts playing this ukulele, and it is not any I just want to say nothing in this movie is Naomi Watts' fault.
Correct.
I don't think this is her best performance. I think, as a matter of fact, it's one of the worst performances I've seen from her. But no actor could pull this off.
You can kind of see a deer in the headlights-esque glow in her eyes as she is panicking her way through trying to make this character work.
Yeah.
Even though in like the little behind the scenes featurette on the DVD, she's like, I love this character so much, and I don't have a good Australian.
She's really good at. I feel like she's a good PR person for a movie that she's in.
That's what the behind the scenes on the DVD are. It's just your standard, short 10-minute thing where all the crew members talk about how much they loved working on.
Do you have this on DVD?
I just checked it out from the library.
Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah. I was afraid you spent money on this.
No, I do need to return it immediately. Otherwise,
Otherwise, it's gonna burn a fucking hole through your entertainment console, through your floor, and into the center of the earth like the acid blood of a fucking xenomorph. It's gonna
curse my household.
Yeah, it's gonna infect your DVD shelf, and suddenly you're gonna be watching fucking, I don't know, like Roadhouse or something, and suddenly there's gonna be like a kid blowing a bunch of fake snow in a fan, and it's like, I don't remember this scene being in the movie.
Right now,
Book of Henry has metastasized.
Right now, as we're recording this,
yeah.
They're the director of our lives is cutting back to my house and just showing the DVD sitting on the shelf, and like ominous music is playing, and then it's like a black substance spreads out from it and begins to infect the DVD shelf.
A shadow hand comes out, like in the shadow of the DVD case on the wall. A shadow hand emerges, and starts reaching across your fucking house.
Yeah, it's like it's the spooky Ark music from Rage of the Lost Ark is playing.
Yeah.
And when I returned it to the library, some librarian puts it on a cart and pushes it into a back room.
They take it into a safe with a bunch of crosses hanging from the walls and put it on a podium in the middle of it. Close the door. You see there's more crosses.
The librarian just decided.
Right, yeah, she's sprinkling holy water. This movie did make me feel like one of the Nazis at the end of Raiders watching it.
Yeah. Like the guy who gets it in the eyeballs and then his whole body gets shocked.
Yeah, that's how I felt watching this movie. Okay, so yeah, Naomi Watts, not at fault. Insurmountable task for an actress. This could not be pulled off by anyone because she is basically being asked to play 3 completely different human beings depending on the movie that she's in. But yeah, all of this, I hate her playing this ukulele. It reeks of fucking like mid-aughts, disgusting faux sentimentality. Mm-hmm. I am like a known like Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros defender. I actually think that first album from them is pretty good, or maybe second album, whichever one hums on. But all of the copycats that they inspired that did their thing worse and worse and worse until it became Cole's music. This is very much the vibe of Naomi Watts with this ukulele.
It's the Stevie Nicks song that plays over the credits.
Which, no disrespect to the great Stevie Nicks, sucks ass.
She
it's
didn't
a bad
write it.
Song.
Yeah, she did not write it.
Yeah.
In the opening credits, it's credited to someone else. So when Naomi Watts picks up a ukulele and starts singing, I was like, oh, it's the fucking song, and then we're gonna hear it over the credits. And I was too tired to sit through the credits to listen to the Stevie Nicks version.
Yeah.
That is the movie. The movie does this several times, where instead of just like the tones veering from scene to scene, I do feel like the movie stops in its tracks and is like, no, wait, we're a twee kid movie and we have to remind you that we're doing that.
Yeah.
And before it moves on to something else. There's the ukulele scene. There's when Henry stops being a dick to his brother for 5 seconds and is like, decides to cheer him up by doing the mountain climber bit.
Whatever, dude.
That is, first of all, kids making a fucking mess in this house.
Yeah.
There's just shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And
also,
and that's one of those moments where it's supposed to Michael Giacchino's shit ass fucking garbage music.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah, it's like a
great composer.
It's like a fucking Hallmark commercial.
It is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And it's like that for the whole movie.
Yep.
It is the twee, twinkly, happy piano melodies.
If you have ever watched like a YouTuber who reviews makeup, as I have as a guy who is like married to a woman, it's like the stock music in fucking Adobe program they're using to edit their videos. It sounds like that.
Yeah. Fuck. I hate the treehouse.
Dude, this fucking
I hate the treehouse.
The steampunk fort that Henry has in the woods, it's so over-designed. It is garish. It is abhorrent to my eyes. The second this thing appeared on screen, I felt my blood pressure rise.
So Colin Trevorrow and the screenwriter admitted that they were like influenced by 80s, the 80s kids films of their youth and stuff like that. And this is such a clear homage. But it's so annoying and like with everything else in this movie, comes from a completely different movie than what this actually is.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that tries to convince you that Henry is a character that is worth caring about because like he's so creative and he built this tree house out of junk.
Yeah.
He definitely did. It wasn't like we had an art designer do this or anything.
That's the thing. It's so over-designed that I'm like, I don't give a shit if this 11-year-old is the smartest 11-year-old who has ever lived.
There's like a fire engine door.
Yes.
Like an old-timey fire engine door on it.
I think, yeah. And there's like some shit, like one of the like spires of it is like a clock tower
Where
type
did he
thing.
fucking get this shit?
And I'm like, there is no way that an 11-year-old is building this. I don't care how smart he is. I don't care how much money he has from playing the stock market. You are telling me in a movie that you are also telling me with your other hand is grounded. You're telling me to believe in a fucking fantasy world. And that is like, that continues to be the thing that is one of the central problems with this movie, is it simultaneously wants to be extremely grounded and real, and at the same time be like fucking Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their house, they have a big house.
They live next to the police commissioner.
They have a huge house. And it's also, I mean, you know, some houses just like have a lot of shit in them, like a lot of decorations and like your parents' house.
Yeah.
Has a lot of stuff in it in a way that's very charming and homey.
My parents' house has like an actual rustic, you might even say twee, vibe to it, but it is like cultivated over several decades of real humans inhabiting real space.
And this movie's house tries to do that in a way that feels cliched and manufactured.
It
is like when you're watching a movie and the kid comes home to their childhood bedroom that their parents have perfectly preserved. It's that sort of like, no one really fucking does that.
Yeah.
This house is like that.
It's like that on steroids, where it's like each side of the boy's bedroom has like, it is like fucking the Extreme Makeover Home Edition crew has already done their bit on this house. Like, it's like you had fucking Ty Pennington or whatever his name is and his crew in there, and they talked to Henry and they were like, what do you like, little boy? And he was like, science and math. And then they talked to his brother and were like, what do you like, little boy? And he was like, stars.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has a fucking chalkboard in his bedroom.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But it's like half the bedroom because they share a bedroom. So on Henry's side, it's like, this is like little Einstein corner. And then on fucking Peter's side, it's like, oh, it's like she's meticulously, presumably Naomi Watts' character has meticulously recreated the Milky Way above his bed or whatever. And I'm like, you're telling me this lady who's playing Gears of War and getting drunk with Sarah Silverman is also like an expert scenic painter who's like putting together this gorgeous room.
Man, you know what I hate is I think it's a Chinese checkers board that's just on the fucking wall behind, I think it's Peter's bed.
Yeah.
It's because whenever they do the shot, the slow push in dolly shot, this movie loves that.
Yeah.
Whenever they're in bed and she's tucking them in or whatever.
Yeah.
There's that just Chinese checkers board hanging over one of the kids' heads. And I'm like, what the fuck is that doing on the wall?
Yeah, it's just every set in this movie is over designed. It's all like, we're doing too much always.
Going back to the acting for a second.
Yeah.
I will say, I think basically every actor in this movie is doing the best they can.
Yes. Including Jaeden Martell.
Yes.
Who plays Henry.
Jaeden Martell is delivering, I would say, a medium good kid performance.
Yes.
He's a great kid actor.
He is not the reason I hate this kid.
It is the disparity between the terrible writing and how good he is trying to portray this kid that really sucks about this. That it's like, oh man, there are people who are trying in this movie.
Yeah.
And that somehow makes it worse.
Yeah.
All of that to say, there is a character in this movie that I think serves zero purpose.
Yep.
Doesn't need to be here. And I actually annoys the shit out of me.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Sarah Silverman.
Yep.
So first of all, I don't like Sarah Silverman at the best times.
I've been hot and cold on her by turns throughout my life. There have been seasons of my life where I've enjoyed Sarah Silverman and seasons less so. And lately I've been in the latter more.
And this performance is the most Sarah Silverman that Sarah Silverman has ever Sarah Silverman, as far as I can tell.
Right down to just having her boobs out constantly, which like is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, except for
the implication that she wants to fuck the 11-year-old kid in this movie, Justus? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, and I think that it's maybe less than an implication because it becomes overtly textual.
Yeah. Yeah, we do kind of build up to that one and then just fucking rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah. You know what's even more upsetting to me than that in this movie? So first of all, I agree that Sarah Silverman is not very good in this movie.
Yeah.
Because I know that's where you were going.
Uh-huh.
I think that she is doing her regular thing, but kind of on a low, like it feels like she's doing her regular thing in a low gear. So it's even less enjoyable to me than usual.
It's just fucking lazy.
Yeah. Like at least in School of Rock, she's like doing her thing in high gear, you know.
And she's supposed to be annoying.
Yeah.
In this movie, you're supposed to kind of like her.
Yeah.
And every time she
But
walks,
are you? Because then there's the scene where she's like fucking passed out in a lawn chair. And the movie's kind of treating that as like, hey, this woman maybe has a legitimate problem, but then we're never going to address it again. And then she's just going to like give an 11-year-old boy a kiss and never appear in the rest of the movie. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that time at the diner when Naomi Watts comes to do her shift and gets fired by Bobby Moynihan because he's like, you have too much money to work here, so you're fired because your dead son told me to fire you. But they have a last interaction there, and that's her last scene, I believe.
I forgot that's the last scene.
Because
with her.
It stuck out to me because the bit that they have Sarah Silverman do, and this is still firmly planted in this first movie of like the twee, light family movie, is Naomi Watts and Sarah Silverman have this running bit where they will both like joke about being rich because they're these broke diner waitresses. And it is the most fucking infuriating, like nails on a chalkboard, insufferable shit.
It's a screenwriter's idea of what comedy is.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It is such just like vapid dialogue.
It is literally like Sarah Silverman's like, oh, sorry I'm late for my shift. I was too busy vacuuming all the rooms in my mansion. And Naomi Watts is like, oh, that's so funny. Like, I have to get off work early today so I can buy my tickets to the Caymans. Like, it's that type of shit. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all bad. And the other character that I think doesn't need to be in this movie is Lee Pace.
Yeah.
I love Lee Pace.
Lee Pace is, God bless him, just here for the paycheck.
And he is...
And all the respect in the world for that.
He is underutilized and poorly deployed in this movie to a criminal degree because I think he is truly great. See our past episode on The Fall for a movie about Lee Pace interacting with kids. That's awesome.
Yeah, night and day. Night and day difference from this in terms of Lee Pace performances.
Yes, but like he does feel a little bit like he's phoning this one in. He feels a little low energy. The script also gives him nothing to do because he's basically like, I'm your kid's neurosurgeon. And then Henry's like, I know more about neurosurgery than you. And he's like, okay.
I'm going to fucking mansplain my illness to you in front of you.
But then,
but then it attempts a romance. It
yes.
It just gives you a little whiff that maybe he and Naomi Watts have some sort of romance going on.
We never go anywhere with it. And one of the ways that I think Lee Pace is most criminally misused in this movie is somehow, I don't know how, Colin Trevorrow manages to shoot Lee Pace in a way that makes his height look clumsy and scary rather than sexy. How the fuck do you do that? How do you make Lee Pace being tall look bad? There's like a scene where like Lee Pace is coming into Naomi Watts' house after Henry has died, and he looks like this lumbering ogre coming through the door. And I'm like, this is the hottest man of all time. Why do I feel scared for Naomi Watts right now? I do feel
like he shoots him from a low angle a lot of the time.
No.
So you're looking at by
No, but the shot I'm thinking of was like kind of behind his shoulders, and his shoulders just look so broad, and he's like swallowing Naomi Watts in the shot. And I was like, that makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like she's in danger. How are you shooting the hottest man who's ever lived? Like he's scary in a movie where he is not supposed to be threatening. There's also the scene of him talking to Naomi Watts in the hallway of the hospital.
Yeah.
And there too, I'm like, he looks big in a bad way here. Like he looks tall in a scary, ominous way.
That's the one where I can think of being aware of his height.
Yeah.
And where he's like towering over her.
Yes. And I'm like, how do you fuck that up? How do you hire a tall hot guy and make him look like a fucking troll? Like, and to be clear, Lee Pace looks good in this movie. He is just shot in somehow the least flattering way every time he's on screen, and I was like baffled that this was even possible. Yeah. The other tweet shit I hate the fucking walkie-talkies that they're using all the time. This movie can't decide what fucking decade it's set in. Naomi Watts is driving like a fucking like 80s beater car, and her kids are using walkie-talkies, but also people have iPhones and iPads.
Because there's nothing wrong with the old car. You want to know? You want to know? I said "fuck you" out loud in this movie a couple times.
Me too.
One of the big ones is there's I guess off screen before the movie. What was it? Peter was attempting some kind of invention himself.
Yeah.
With the waffle iron.
Yeah.
And the line that they keep repeating is waffle irons are tricky.
Yeah.
I think they 3-peat, maybe even 4-peat and 5-peat.
Yeah.
Waffle irons are tricky is the line.
Yeah.
And the last time they do it, I said it along with the characters, and I was like, fuck you. Because
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the old car.
That's one of those. Yep.
Every time they say goodnight,
Open or close, or on or off. Open or closed. Yeah.
And each kid wants something different, and then at the end of the movie, like it's something, like it's an important thing. It's the equivalent of spinning the judge's chair at the end of the judge.
Yes.
Her new adopted daughter. What's Christina? Is that her name?
Okay, Christina is her name.
Okay.
But I, for most of the movie, legitimately thought this character was named Sweetie, because Naomi Watts is almost the only person who says anything to this character, and she exclusively refers to her as Sweetie. So I was like, did Dean Norris name his fucking kid but it's not his kid, just stepdad. But but I was like, is this kid's name fucking Sweetie? And then someone said Christina at one point, and I was like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
But
the fact that her and Peter both say the same thing at the end of the movie, and the movie treats it like it's something.
Yeah.
Is so insulting. I hate the cool handshakes that she and Naomi Watts have to let you know, the viewer, that she's real cool with this kid.
This is the only way that
she should take care of the kid.
This is the only way we know to establish a close relationship between these characters, as opposed to having them talk to each other at all.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, they got a cool handshake. They dap each other up.
We need a shorthand to motivate the vigilante violence that's going to occur in the third act.
Yeah. Other moments of like this twee family movie atmosphere later in the movie that really stuck out to me. The fucking talent show at the end. The talent show at the end really is all three movies happening at the same time. But there's a couple things in the talent show that fit into this first movie.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One of them being the kid from the beginning who wanted to be an Olympic dodgeball player doing a fucking rap song and then doing a mic drop.
Yeah.
And then the other one being the kid drinking Mountain Dew and burping the ABC.
Yeah. When that kid when the fucking the gap tooth kid walks out on stage, I'm like, this kid's gonna rap at us. He's a gun to my fucking head.
Yeah, just like
this
a
kid's
white
gonna
kid.
start rapping, and Colin Trevorrow does that. He has the kid rap and does a mic drop.
Yeah. By this point, by the talent show scene intercut with Naomi Watts looking at Dean Norris through a sniper rifle scope.
He's so close, by the way. The entire scope is taken up by his fucking melon-ass bald head. I don't think you need the scope.
Yeah.
He's like 20 feet away from this treehouse.
Right. If he looked up and to the left a little bit, he'd be like, this fucking bitch is pointing a sniper rifle at me.
Why is my next door neighbor pointing a gun at me?
Yeah. So this talent show sequence at the end of the movie, I was screaming with laughter basically the whole time. I was like Sam Neill at the end of In the Mouth of Madness. was me on my couch watching the end of this movie. But that kid fucking burping the ABCs was really one of the moments where I feel like I broke through a mental ceiling and achieved a new level of what the fuck. Because it's happening at the same time and in the same movie as some of the other shit that we haven't even talked about.
Well, the other thing. So the thing I was struggling to keep within.
Yeah.
The talent show scene is intercut with the murder plot.
Yeah.
At the end. And when the drama in the murder plot starts ramping up, we are getting the music from the talent show over it.
Yeah.
And there's
God.
there's kids singing Amazing Grace in a way that's really sad. There's I think there's some sort of percussion, like they're doing like a, I don't know, but there's like a kind of music happening.
The Amazing Grace thing really, my jaw hit the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is fuck. That's one of those things in this movie that's like, this movie thinks it is so fucking clever that when it tries to juxtapose the music that's happening at the talent show with what's happening during the murder plot sequence.
Yeah.
And then Peter's magic trick, where he's going to make his brother reappear. And
this is really the ending. This is the ending of the Twee family movie. And so, like, Henry, Peter's older brother, has died of a brain tumor. The whole town knows this. What the whole town does not know is that Henry blew some snow in front of a fan and pretended to be a mountain climber one time.
Right.
So they don't know why the snow thing matters to Peter. And that was the thing that was sticking out to me in the scene where I was like, nobody in this audience understands this reference. The bigger thing to me is before he opens that chest, Peter comes out on stage. This kid, who everyone in this room probably knows that this kid's older brother just died of a brain tumor. And he's like, everybody, my magic trick is that I am going to make my older brother Henry reappear to you. Like, he's going to be back among us, right? And he's got this chest. And I was like, if I am sitting in this audience, I am the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my entire life. Because I'm like, I am witnessing the saddest thing it is possible to witness,
right?
Which is a kid about to humiliate himself in the wake of his brother's death in a room full of people. It was like, I was getting like such intense secondhand embarrassment. Like, it is deeply cringe inducing. And by this point in the movie, so much truly insane shit had already happened that I was like, anything could be in this chest.
Right.
When it ended up being the snow, I was like, that's the most fuck you movie, I hate this shit ass choice. So of course that's the one it was going to make. But there was a moment where I was like, Henry's going to legitimately be alive in there. He faked his own death. And then there was also a very small part of me that I was like, he is going to open this chest and there is going to be a corpse in there.
He dug up his brother's corpse.
Because I'm like, this movie has already changed tones 15 times.
Sure, we've crossed into the devil's terrain at this point
yes,
in this movie.
We are already using implied sexual abuse as just the driving force of the plot without giving any attention to the victim at all.
We have sailed past the edges of the map, and here there be dragons, folks.
If there is the corpse of an 11-year-old boy in this trunk, honestly, I wouldn't put it past this particular film.
I need a version of that scene without the score over it.
Yeah.
And it's just this kid going, I'm going to make my brother reappear.
Yeah.
And then he opens the trunk, and you just hear the sound of the fan blowing the cotton balls in the air, and everyone in the audience is like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
Yeah, but instead they give him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Because it's the ending of the 1/3 of this movie that's like a nice, feel-good family movie.
It's attempting to be that.
Yeah.
So,
also, just while we're in Tweeville, let's just talk about Jacob Tremblay real quick, because we've mentioned some of the other performances in this movie. Jacob Tremblay, also, like Naomi Watts, guiltless as far as this whole affair is concerned.
Right. The only thing that keeps this movie. I mean, this movie is an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah.
But like, the fact that they got two great kid actors for these performances,
Yes. It makes
just
it
saves them. It makes this movie so much more tolerable. It actually makes it kind of watchable and
Yes.
fun.
This is what I would
because
say.
it's
I would say
insane.
the fact that these kids are good makes this a watchable, unmitigated disaster. If the kid performances were bad, this would be literally unwatchable. Like, you would not be able to sit through this.
Yeah.
If the kids weren't good. But yeah.
So Henry dies of cancer.
Yes, this is the second movie. The second movie is an incredibly bleak.
At the end of Act 1,
Yeah.
the child gets cancer.
Yes. So Henry has been experiencing these headaches, and he's been like popping aspirin for him. And I think the implication in the movie seems to be his brain too big, he too smart. And so he is dying of big brain disease.
You know, I guess you're right. It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, well, he matured too fast, his brain got too big too fast, and now there's a big old fucking honking tumor in it. But yeah, so he's been like doing this like pill popping, like, oh, rugged, like, oh, I can handle myself, I gotta take care of my family, as if this is a fucking 40-year-old man.
He's like Max Payne.
Yes.
Max Payne 3 just popping painkillers.
Yes.
Like, I can make it through it.
And then like he like one day he collapses on the floor and has a seizure.
Uh-huh.
And then we like do all the hospital stuff. Lee Pace shows up and Henry's explaining his own diagnosis. Some of these hospital scenes, man, like when Naomi Watts is like desperately trying to get him to like be present with her in the last days of his life, and he's like, not now, Mom, I have to get our financial affairs in order and shit. I was like, this is a perplexing experience, because this is simultaneously heartbreakingly sad. I am like actually like, this, what a dire, bleak state of affairs this family is in. And because it's being acted well, I'm like sort of plugged into that. And at the same time, I'm like, this is patently absurd.
Right, you're watching an 11-year-old essentially plan for his own funeral and what his family's going to need to live off of after he's gone.
Yeah.
And he's coping with the fact that he's just been diagnosed with cancer in such an emotionally distant, cold, analytical way that plays into like he's a precocious kid that could only be written by a screenwriter, because I don't think there's a fucking kid on planet Earth who would react to a cancer diagnosis and just be like, yes, that whatever it was.
He's like,
brain cancer. Yes, that was my theory as well.
Right. He's basically
that was my hypothesis.
Yeah. And he basically takes this news by being like, well, all men must die. It was merely my time. And it's like, shut the fuck up. And
then he tells Sarah Silverman that he's mean to her because he thinks she's pretty, and she kisses him on the lips
in a really overtly romantic way.
It's like,
I was explaining the plot of this movie to High Priestess Pod.
She has to watch it. I need to. You have to watch it.
She said she saw enough. I was explaining the plot of this movie to High Priestess Pod, and when I told her about the Sarah Silverman kiss, she, because she is a rational human being, was like, oh, so that was clearly like kind of she's doing this as like a gesture to him to be like, oh, you sweet little boy who has a crush on me, here, you're dying, I'll indulge you, I'm gonna give you a kiss to like give you one last thrill since you're gonna meet your maker, right?
There's a little bit of that,
but it's not.
But it's played much more sensually.
It is not just that. She is kissing this 11-year-old boy in a romantic way.
Yeah.
And also, this has been, we have forecast this moment with earlier interactions where they're sort of like engaging in some sexy bullying.
They banter with each other. They give each other shit.
Yeah.
She always calls him Hank.
Yes, she's got like a cute little nickname for him that he doesn't like. It's really fucking gross. And there is a scene that I think should have gotten the screenwriter of this film put on a list where Sarah Silverman and Naomi Watts are getting drunk. It's like Sarah Silverman's character's name is Sheila. Sheila comes over for a girls' night, and they like open a bottle of wine and get a little crazy, and they're like talking on the couch, and basically Sarah Silverman is like, hey, like, why don't you like, find a man to help you take care of your kids? And Naomi Watts is like, I don't need a man. I have Henry. And they have a conversation about her 11-year-old son, which basically leads to them agreeing that he is the most ideal man in the world. Like, basically this conversation ends with Naomi Watts being like, well, I just can't imagine like a better example of the male species than my 11-year-old son. So I have no need for any other man. And Sarah Silverman's like, yeah, you make a really good point. I agree. And it's like, what are we fucking doing? Because the way that this scene is constructed, it seems like both Sarah Silverman and Naomi Watts, who is his mom, are in love with this kid. It is truly revolting. Yeah. This movie makes the Robert Downey Jr. maybe I fingered my own daughter stuff in The Judge seem comparatively kind of normal.
Well, in that fucking backwater, buttfuck Alabama town or wherever he goes, maybe it is normal.
Yeah. He's like, maybe I fingered my own daughter, and they're like, oh yeah, join
first
the club.
time.
Yeah, dude.
God, I forgot that was.
How could you forget? When I think about The Judge, I am always thinking about Robert Downey Jr. maybe fingering his own daughter.
Yeah, dude.
But it turns out it was only his niece.
So that makes it okay. Oh boy! All right, Book of Henry.
Yeah, so Henry dies of brain cancer, and the scene is truly harrowing in a way that is fucking hilarious because of the movie you're watching. In isolation, if you just showed me only the scene where he wakes up, tries to open the blinds, and then dies in his mother's arms, begging to see the sky for one last time. If I knew nothing else about a movie that this scene was in, I would be like, this must be the saddest movie of all time. What a heart-wrenching scene, acted very well by everybody involved. And instead, because it is this movie, by the time this moment happens, you're like, good riddance. This little shit deserves to die without his final wish being fulfilled.
It's too little too late at this point. We're trying to make you have to make the audience emotionally connect to the character.
Yeah.
And up to this point, he's really displayed no emotions other than a cold indifference to violence.
Yes, and a narcissistic fucking savior complex.
Yeah. Like he's reprehensible up to this point. He's completely unlikable. And at the end, it has to be like, oh no, but you got to feel sad that the kid died in a scene that in isolation, is like pretty powerful and emotionally deep, but it contrasts completely with the movie you've been watching up until this point. I'm sorry, I'm very tired, and I feel like I'm exhibiting that on this episode quite a bit.
I think you're crushing it.
But also, this movie did. I do feel like I'm withering away.
It is
like
psychologically damaging.
Like the guy at the end of Last Crusade.
Yeah.
I do feel like this movie aged me.
It's going to turn you into dust, yeah. Much like Henry turns into dust.
Fuck yeah, dude.
To dust he returns.
We don't get a funeral.
There's no funeral, yeah.
We skip ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I would love to see that little coffin.
Right.
Just a little 4-foot coffin you're sticking this kid in.
Yeah, burying him with his fucking abacus, this stupid nerd.
What's the fucking the helmet and goggles that he has?
He has like a fucking he has steampunk goggles and like an old-timey aviator helmet.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate it, and I don't know why it's
all
in this
over
movie.
the marketing
It's
too.
yeah.
What
He puts it on for one scene, which is when he's pretending to be the mountain climber.
Yeah, I also think maybe he just wears it. I don't know. I feel like it's around in a couple of the scenes in
Yeah.
the beginning of this movie.
I don't know. Maybe
hate
when he's
that.
showing his brother his fucking cupcake icing Rube Goldberg machine.
Fuck. That's so useless. That's such a useless, lame Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah. Rube Goldberg machines, I think, designed by perverts. That's just a vibe that I get from them. I think you're a sexual deviant if you make a Rube Goldberg machine. Yeah, when Henry dies in his mother's arms, much like our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, from which this image takes a lot of direct inspiration, High Priestess Pod just looking so confused about the conversation that's happening in here. But when he dies, I paused this movie because I was like, surely I am almost across the finish line.
Nope.
I regret to inform you, I was exactly halfway through this movie.
Yep.
Which brings us to the third movie. Because, like, I mean, there's a little bit of stuff after he dies where, like, Naomi Watts is, like, having to be the adult in the house. So she's, like, making fucking time for another installment of Would We Eat This? Making Fruit Loop and chocolate syrup sandwiches. Would we eat this, David?
Right. She has an existential crisis after her son dies and decides that she's gonna make dessert for a week.
Yes. So she sends Jacob Tremblay to school with just like nothing but candy. One of the things we see her making, though, which is why I invoked the segment, is a chocolate syrup or maybe chocolate pudding and Fruit Loop sandwich. Of course I would eat this. The point of the segment is not really whether we would eat it at this point. It's just to point out a weird food in a movie.
Yeah, I would take a bite.
Yeah.
I'd take a bite.
I
think texturally it might get to me after more than that.
Yeah, and I am not a big sweets lover. I prefer a savory treat.
Yeah.
I like a sweet treat every now and then, but I prefer my indulgences to be on the savory and salty side. So I feel like a whole sandwich with chocolate syrup and Fruit Loops would be something I would not really be interested in finishing.
I mean I like desserts every once in a while as a treat. I do think about halfway through day 2 of all dessert week.
Yeah.
Oops, all desserts.
Yeah.
I get real fucking sick of desserts,
Yeah.
man.
I'd be like, hey, Mom,
I'd tap out.
I think maybe you should go talk to someone.
Maybe you need a grief counselor?
Yeah, instead of just covering our kitchen in various icings and candies.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been Would We Eat This? But, yeah, so there's a little bit of stuff here post his death and pre-cracking that book.
Yeah.
Where we're just kind of like, oh, we're sad that Henry died, and you as the audience feel absolutely nothing except for like the hollowness at the core of your being.
The joy that a being of pure evil was struck from this earth.
Yeah, and a crushing sense of doom that this movie has 50 minutes left. Yeah. And in here, I think, is where she goes into work. And Bobby Moynihan, who's her boss at the diner, is basically like, hey, your dead son mailed me a letter before he died saying that you have $700,000 in a checking account. So you're fired because you're too rich to work here?
Well, she's also like still grieving and, messing up stuff at work.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy progression of events to get to that point. She is rich because her son has secretly been playing the stock market and putting the money in an account in her name.
Yes.
And so the third act of the movie or the second. It's really the second half because the kid dies at minute 50.
Yeah.
Is everything that's happened in the first half of this movie. Henry has been planning for his family's future and also planning for planning to murder his next door neighbor's stepdad, who is abusing her.
Yeah.
We never see the abuse wisely.
Yes.
And and so his mom is reading, and we see him making notes in the diary at the beginning. But the way the movie like slowly reveals the murder plot over the course of the first half of the movie is kind of insane.
It is. So like
he's been working on this for a while.
Yes.
And it will just, rather than a breadcrumb trail, it will just suddenly veer into one of the many tones that this contrasting tones that this movie has.
Yeah.
And it's just like suddenly Henry reveals that he's gathered some sort of information on
Instead of a breadcrumb trail, it is like having an entire bagel thrown at your head.
Yeah. It's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's a moment before he has received his brain cancer diagnosis, he is already planning this murder. Because when he's still alive pre-hospital, he goes to the dam and like looks off the one side and is like, oh, 40-foot drop on that side, like writes it in his little book. And then he's like, oh yeah, deep water on that side, writes it in his little book. And then he goes to the gun store and hears the guy sell the fucking illegal shit to the guy who asked for Dominic. And so it's like, presumably if he had not died of a brain tumor, he was gonna attempt, I guess, to kill Glenn himself.
Yeah. And then in his final days, he writes more in his diary, basically outlining this entire plan to his mom and all the information that he's gathered, researching and like trying to go, contact the proper authorities about the abuse that's been happening. But God damn it, Janice isn't taking him seriously.
No, and oh God, it's so funny that he makes one phone call and is like, oh, I'll call the Child Protective Services people. And they like do a house call and like knock on Dean Norris's door. And the guy shows up and like daps him up. And then he turns over the CPS card. And it is a picture of the guy who showed up. And it says like whatever. And it's the same last name as, what is this? Sinkelman's?
Strickland, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
But
he's like, oh damn,
Sickleman, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sickleman.
Right, because this is the least subtle screenplay of all time. So the bad guy who is abusing his stepdaughter has to have a last name that starts with sick.
And
what would we name a sick man?
Well,
anyone who would abuse a child is a real sick man. What should we name this character? Let me think about this for 2 seconds.
Well, every time someone calls him Glenn, Naomi Watts has to be like, Mr.
Sickleman?
Sickleman.
Yeah,
because this script is so clever.
It is so
and
crazy.
It has so many inside jokes and
It's so crazy when Jacob Tremblay reads the Book of Henry and then comes into the room and says, Mom, I think Henry wants us to murder Glenn. And Naomi Watts has to look at the camera and go, Mr. Sickleman? just a red hot fusion point between two disparate movies that cannot exist together.
It's weird that like Peter knows about the plan.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of dropped.
Yeah, he just basically is like, well, I guess Mom's gonna murder our neighbor anyway. Time to fucking learn how to build Rube Goldberg machines. Which also, there is an uncanny feeling that I was getting in the third act scenes, like the post-Henry death scenes with Peter, with Jacob Tremblay. And I don't think it's Jacob Tremblay's fault. I think he is performing this character to the best of his ability in a movie that is completely nonsensical. But like, there are scenes where like he's like making eye contact with Christina at school that feel weirdly ominous. Like, I think if you put the score from Hereditary over some of those scenes, you would be like, this kid's possessed by the ghost of his dead brother. Like, Henry lives. Henry has inhabited Peter. And like him suddenly becoming interested in like math and like turning down the sugary treats for fruit and stuff feels like he has somehow been infected with Henry's essence. And I kept expecting that to become textual in this like insane movie.
Yeah.
And to the point where I was like, if this movie went full Ninja 3 The Domination and just did that, if they were just like, oh yeah, now the kid, you know how the mom is buying a sniper rifle to murder the neighbor? Also the B plot is that the kid is possessed by the ghost of his dead brother. I would be like, 5 stars. This is the best movie ever made. But it doesn't quite go there.
Well, it
takes itself too seriously.
It doesn't know what to do with Peter at all.
Yeah.
The entire course of this movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't really know what to do with him because his relationship with Henry is so strange and ill-defined, and Henry's only alive for half of the movie.
Yeah.
And there are 15 other things that are happening in that part of the movie.
Yeah.
So there's a scene early on where he gets where Peter gets picked on by bullies and Henry steps in to protect him.
That scene is fucking deranged.
There, and it's just dropped. It's just forgotten about.
Because the bullies are beating up Jacob Tremblay, and then Henry comes up, and Henry has been a condescending little prick and a fucking know-it-all nerd to every single one of his classmates. And then he comes up to them and is like, hey, stop beating up my little brother. And everybody's like, oh, okay, whatever you say, Henry. Everybody loves Henry. You're so smart. You're the best. Your brother sucks, though. He's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, was the screenwriter of this movie ever a child? Or did he hatch from an egg as an adult man?
So like,
yeah,
we have that,
yeah.
And it sort of feels like maybe the movie's gonna tie it into something about like Henry doesn't like bullies, or he wants to stick up for the weak, and that's why he formulates this plan to murder his next door neighbor.
Yeah. But like many great fascists of history, his rationale is merely something to get other people on board with his deranged cause.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's one aspect of his relationship with Peter. Then he's also just a condescending dick to him.
Yeah.
Which he's an older brother, so I get that.
Right.
But it's the same way he's a condescending dick to everyone else. Then he feels the need to like cheer him up every once in a while. And Peter's just there. He doesn't have anything to do. It doesn't really feel like he's mourning his brother's death.
Yeah.
In the second half of this movie, he's just kind of coping with the fact that like his mother is going through this, is experiencing grief, and also plotting this murder, and like I don't know, it's just and then he has to function as the emotional climax of the movie at the end.
Right.
This movie, okay, obviously they had no idea what they were fucking doing with this movie, but they really don't know what to do with Henry in the second half.
Yeah.
Because he's been so ill-defined up to this point.
Yeah. Peter in the second.
Peter in the second half.
Yeah.
Yes. I think Jacob Tremblay is doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I hope he had a nice paycheck from this movie.
Yeah, I hope he had a
God
good
knows.
time making it and was treated well.
I hope. I have nothing but disdain and hatred for everyone who made this movie, except for the principal actors, not including Sarah Silverman.
So like now we're in the thriller part of the movie where the objective is kill Glenn. This does open up another piece of conversation that I wanted to have, which is about Dean Norris in this movie. How do you feel about Dean Norris's performance in this movie?
I think like everyone else, I think he's doing a good job with what he's given.
Okay.
Which is, in this case, he's playing a character that it doesn't really have a lot of characterization to begin with,
right.
because We never see the abuse that's happening. He only has a few scenes. He's always like fucking sitting in a chair drinking whiskey. That's like the thing.
Yeah.
Whenever Henry's peeking through his window to
He
look
is
at
like
him.
he's like a character in The Sims where he just goes into an idle animation anytime you haven't clicked on him.
He reminds me a lot of his performance as Hank in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of a there's a dark side to the character, but he's kind of putting on a face.
Yeah.
And trying to come across as like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Or just a normal everyday guy. But I man, I'm so tired and I hate this fucking movie. I think he's good. I like Dean Norris.
Yeah.
I love seeing Dean Norris.
Yeah.
Every time he shows up in something. When he's got that fucking vagina face in Total Recall, hell yeah. I think he's good.
Yeah.
In this.
The reason that I ask is because I thought I was feeling that he was kind of phoning this one in, but I think that your assessment of like there's just nothing to this character
there really isn't.
Is probably to blame.
I don't think he has much to play.
Yeah.
So he's kind of tapping into a little bit of the Hank Breaking Bad stuff.
Right.
Especially like at the end of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Where Hank is taking on Walt and he's a little bit more intense. Like the scene where he confronts Naomi Watts in the treehouse and sees her with the gun.
Yeah.
Feels like he's playing the same emotional beats that he was playing in the scene in the garage with Walt in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what is a thing that I noticed?
Yeah.
It is a crazy, like, if I had a nickel for every time that Dean Norris played a cop with a dark side whose nemesis was a genius scientist with terminal cancer who results in his downfall and death by gunshot to the head, I would have 2 nickels.
Yeah.
And that's sort of crazy.
That is a little crazy, isn't it? You know what is also crazy?
Yeah.
So Naomi Watts has discovered her son's red diary full of his murder plans.
Yeah.
And his tapes outlining his murder plans.
Yes.
They are written so cleverly that he is anticipating her reactions to hearing the information or reading the information. And that happens over and over and over and over and over again for these montages. And it takes her until the point to the point where she has purchased the sniper rifle, is going through with the plan, has the walkie-talkie set up. Also, the plan fucking sucks, by the way.
Yeah, there is no way that this would work.
She has the walkie-talkie set up to bait him to go near the treehouse. She is looking down the scope of this sniper rifle at Dean Norris's fat head, and then a Rube Goldberg machine knocks over some photos of her son, and then, and only then, has this thought ever entered into her mind that maybe killing is bad and wrong.
And maybe
we should have a stronger word for killing, like bad wrong or badong. Yes, killing is badong.
Is this Kung Pao with
This is Kung Pao with this.
I knew you were going to get it in there somewhere. Okay, several things about what you just summarized.
Yeah, we have a lot to unpack here.
So, like, you just mentioned 2 of my least favorite things that I have ever seen in any movie I have ever watched in my life. One of them is the thing in this movie where Henry from Beyond the Grave is continuing to have dialogue in this movie with other characters. Not narration, not monologues. He is speaking in real time to other characters from Beyond the Grave via his book and his tapes. I fucking hate this. I was filled with so much rage that it had to exit my body in barks of like fucking hyena-esque laughter.
Yeah, I can tell that the screenwriter typed this part of the script with his dick. He just took out his big cock and slammed it on his keyboard.
Yeah.
And was like, look at how clever I am.
One of the moments that has made me the most viscerally angry in any movie I've ever watched is when Naomi Watts says, there has to be something else we can do. And then they turn the page of the book, and the next page is why there's nothing else you can do.
They do that joke with the book like 2 or 3 times in succession.
And I was just like, I'm seeing red. If I see Colin Trevorrow,
it's on site.
I'm gonna do something. But yeah. And then
Book of Henry might have lost you episode 9. But it's about to gain you some fucking scars, bro.
You know what's kind of interesting, though? Like, seeing the episode 9 that we got, I'm sort of like, I am interested in going into the alternate universe where Colin Trevorrow did episode 9 because I think it would be worse.
Yeah.
And more interesting.
Okay.
Because,
I haven't read the script. The script's out there. But I haven't read it.
I should read it because I'm sure it sucks shit. But like the thing about like Rise of Skywalker is it's bad and boring. Where I'm like, this is bad in a really uninteresting way. It's just studio slop, too many cooks. We had to tie up threads that we couldn't possibly tie up in a satisfying way, and we tried to do it in the most fucking crowd pleasing. We're gonna get the least gripes on the Reddit way. And I'm like, that's cowardly filmmaking and it sucks, and I'm disinterested in it. I think Colin Trevorrow's episode 9 would have been rage-inducing, like fucking maybe we never do Star Wars ever again.
Oh, it
like,
would have just killed Star Wars.
I think
dead.
he might have killed Star Wars. Like I
that's
think maybe we wouldn't
idea.
have Mandalorian and Grogu.
I do think
if Colin Trevorrow had made episode 9.
The part of Colin Trevorrow that possessed him to be like, okay, so in my third Jurassic World movie, a movie that now is predicated on the fact that dinosaurs are just wandering around the entire world.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on locusts. Destroying crops.
Yeah.
Also, it's going to be Jason Bourne with dinosaurs for 10 minutes.
The brain on this guy, dude. Yeah.
Wow, man, watching that, fuck.
Yeah.
Watching those fucking Jurassic World movies that he did is something else.
Yeah.
Oh, the brain that said in an interview, I want the Giganotosaurus to be like the Joker, is the same brain that made this movie, and it totally makes sense.
Okay. So, like, when Henry is doing the thing where he's talking to his mom on the tape, and she's responding to him, and he is speaking as if they are in the same room, even though he is 6 feet under.
Do they say? I think they say there's nothing wrong with the old car in unison.
Yes.
Because he's like, I know what you're gonna say.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah. It's
there is a moment
it's
where
real bad.
Naomi Watts has bought the sniper rifle, and she is training on a gun range. She has constructed a gun range according to her dead 11-year-old's orders. And is doing target practice on a gun range with a sniper rifle.
So she can Charlie Kirk
and
the abusive police commissioner next door from the Texas School Book Depository that is Henry's stupid gay ass treehouse.
And Henry on this tape says, plywood is only slightly thicker than a human skull.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot fathom the level of stupidity of the person who wrote that line of dialogue, because plywood, dear listener, in case you're unfamiliar, famously comes in a variety of thicknesses. It's like, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean plywood is slightly thicker than the human skull? What kind of plywood? There's 1/4 inch. It goes all the way up to like 7/8. What are we talking about?
Well, the plan is, oh man,
Yeah.
So the plan is he wants her to kill Dean Norris and also gain custody of Christina.
Yes.
She.
Oh my.
She.
Yeah, right.
Right.
This dead child's plan is not only to murder a guy, but also to kidnap a child.
Yeah, I want a new stepsister.
Oh, and also there's all the shit when Henry's still alive, where Naomi Watts is like, "Oh, just had a nice little conversation with my future daughter-in-law."
So okay,
which is
yeah.
also fucking revolting.
I was gonna do the plan, but we should back up for a second to talk about Christina.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
the abuse angle in this movie is, like everything else in this movie, bafflingly like horrific.
Yeah.
And so like lazily applied to this movie that it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because Christina just doesn't really have any characterization.
This character could be replaced with a cardboard cutout, and it would not change the movie at all.
Almost every scene of her is like she's sad, she's quiet, she's withdrawn, and that is the motivating evidence for the entire abuse plot. Is that Henry picks up on this. He witnesses the abuse that happens off screen. Janice is aware of it. And then at the end of the movie, during the talent show, which is being intercut with Naomi Watts pointing a sniper rifle at Dean Norris's head, Christina does an interpretive dance that is emotional and sad and very well choreographed.
Yes, and this actress was not really an actress. She's primarily a dancer, I guess. And they hired a good dancer, and she does a good dance.
Yeah, it's a really good dance. And the school principal looks at it, and this is the confirmation that she needs to call Child Protective Services to Dean Norris's house, that because she watched the sad dancing, she's being abused.
She saw an 11-year-old dance so beautifully that she must be being beaten at home by her stepfather, because no child who is not being abused would be capable of creating such a beautiful dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The other thing that you mentioned that is one of my least favorite things I have ever seen in a movie of all time is when Naomi Watts is pointing that sniper rifle at Dean Norris, and then she accidentally bumps into a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
At the end of which reveals a bunch of baby pictures of her sons.
And then she realizes that killing's bad.
It is a moment in this movie that is so bad that I truly think I could think about why it is bad for the rest of my life. And I think I will be.
Yeah, the plan to kill Dean Norris sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
For being a smart kid who's considered every possibility, it all hinges on like Dean Norris drinking whiskey. So she has to take... She takes Christina to the talent show and copies Glenn's signature from the permission slip.
Yes, because she just like feeds him some bullshit about like, oh, the school makes me do this when I take somebody else's kid anywhere or whatever. Yeah.
To forge the application to get custody of the kid. Anyway, so she has
and
to...
Henry even has a line on the tape where he's like, I backdated the papers to a year ago.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And it's just like... anyway, yes.
This kid would have like turned into the Unabomber.
Yeah. Henry has enormous school shooter energy.
We're so lucky that he's no longer with us.
This guy would have been a monster.
This is like, we had the opportunity to go back in time and kill Hitler, and we gave him brain cancer. Yeah, man, we saved the timeline is fucking saved. In Book of Henry verse.
Yeah.
So the plan hinges on her going to the talent show, driving home from the talent show which is shot as if it is a car chase because she's like frantically like driving down the freeway like a maniac.
And this is in the new car that her 11-year-old somehow bought for her
Yeah.
and left at a storage unit before his death of brain cancer.
That too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so she has to bet that Dean Norris is home at that particular time during the talent show, sitting in his chair, so he can be baited into the woods by the sound of a whistle on a walkie-talkie, so he can get shot in the head by the treehouse. And then Naomi Watts is supposed to take the rifle to the dam
And throw it off the dam.
Throw it off the dam.
And supposedly, like, we hear on Henry's tape that, like, the ammo that she buys is supposed to, like, fragment upon impact. So it will be basically, like, impossible to trace or whatever. And I'm like, sure, maybe they won't be able to find out what bullet you used because it breaks into a bunch of pieces. You know what ballistics is still capable of doing? Finding out where the bullet came from, which is your fucking kid's treehouse. Which is in your backyard.
Yeah, and it's the noisy treehouse full of Rube Goldberg machines where if you knock something over and you're trying to shoot someone that's 20 feet away in the woods, they might go to investigate the commotion.
Also, this
plan would have gone easier
Yeah.
if she just walked into the front door and shot him in the head.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah. There's also no body disposal mentioned in this plan. Maybe we just didn't get to that part or whatever.
That may have been the dam too.
But to me, that smacks of the people writing the movie knew that was not going to come up because they know that Naomi Watts isn't going to do it.
They know the ending.
So they never mention it because they're writing it like they know the ending. And it's like, that is just literally screenwriting 101. You can't fucking do that. You can't write a character as if he knows the end of the movie. Anyway, instead of her shooting him with a sniper rifle, Dean Norris fucking blows his own brains out, and Henry has his last laugh from hell, presumably, where this child has been damned for all eternity.
And he has like a monologue over the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's like supposed to be sappy and it sucks. I don't even remember what it is.
Yeah.
I just tuned it out at that point.
There's just like some dumb shit where he's like, oh yeah, it's about the people that you love.
Life is made up of your friends. Maybe the real Book of Henry was the friends we made along the way.
Yes. And now girl with no personality who other than she is a victim of abuse is
I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
living in Naomi Watts' home.
I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
Yeah, let's stop.
I
think we covered it.
If you've gotten to this point and you've put up with me being exhausted and slurring my way through this episode and are perplexed by any of the things we've discussed so far, just watch the film. Trust me, it is a real film made by real people, and it is crazier than what we've talked about, and we can't get into everything because I sort of want this movie to immediately evaporate from my memory and never return.
I fear that it will cling to my brain.
Yeah,
it has its pincers in me, and it will not be letting go.
I think like the pest is trauma that I have repressed and maybe will resurface in a few years.
Yeah,
in a moment of weakness.
Yeah,
I think I will be dealing with the Book of Henry all day,
every
day,
waking moment
for a very long time.
Yeah. Before we get into our verdicts, I have to go pee.
Are you leaving that in like you did last time?
Probably. Did I leave that in last time?
You did. It was funny.
Oopsie. David, is the Book of Henry the greatest movie ever made?
Justus. There are many movies, but there's only one, The Book of Henry.
Yeah.
This movie is deeply evil. Its message, the fucking main character of the movie spits it out. Violence isn't so bad.
Yeah.
The real problem with the world is apathy. God, what I fucking hate that kid. It's deeply evil filmmaking that is playing on its audience's emotions and manipulating them by writing characters that are not real people. It's ethos of like vigilante justice to do what corrupt systems refuse to do is like so poorly explored in this movie. And I think like the abuse angle of things, fucking Sarah Silverman having the hots for this child sucks ass. It's perplexing at every turn. It is just a tonal whiplash. I don't know how anyone sat down, watched this movie, and thought that they had like a quality. They've produced a quality artistic experience.
Yeah.
It feels so cynical and so like cobbled together from cliches and homages to better films in a way where it shows that like it doesn't understand those movies because it would be imitating them in a much stronger way if it did. It's like inventing fuck.
Yeah.
It's like an alien watched
It's like an
those
alien
type
watch,
of
like,
movies.
Right, like The Lovely Bones or like
This reminds me so much of The Lovely Bones.
or
I'm
like
sorry.
Bridge to Terabithia.
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
It is like The Lovely Bones, where it is such an ill-conceived method of bringing mature themes into a family film.
Yeah. But The Lovely Bones is also like way more competent on a basic narrative level than this.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time, but yeah.
And like Bridge to Terabithia is the same thing, where it's like, wow, what disparate tones in a family film.
Yeah.
But it's like that movie at least, and I think both of those movies are bad. I think Lovely Bones is bad, and I think Bridge to Terabithia is bad. But both of those movies, like this movie makes both of those movies look like fucking prestige, Oscar cinema, because both of those movies at least have consistent characters and are constructed at a base storytelling level in a way that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, structurally, this thing's a fucking mess. It veers between tones and plot lines and just drops things. And at the end of the day, I really have no idea what it is trying to do, what its mission is. And there's something about, I mentioned The Pest.
Yeah.
The Pest is a bad movie, but it's not pretending that it isn't. It's a comedy. It's like it's trying to be a crass, gross out, offensive comedy, and that's what it is. Whether or not you like that is up to you. The fact that the Book of Henry is trying to be so sincere and tug at your heartstrings and make you fall in love with this family and the weird little Hitler Youth kid at the center of it, and is so smug and self-important, makes it so insulting to me. It is, and I feel like the filmmakers hate their audience by making them watch this movie.
Yeah.
They have such disdain for their own audience.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This
Much
movie,
like Henry has disdain for
the
everyone
human
he
race.
speaks to.
Yeah. This movie fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I think every person on the planet should probably watch it.
Yeah.
Because I think this is like the worst movie ever made. It's like even the actors doing a good job with a bad script, that script is so bad that any of like all of their good work is really for naught.
You could swap any great actor into any role in this movie and it would not change things one bit.
It's not even a saving grace. It is just like, oh, this this is a watchable disaster instead of something that I'm going to shut off in 5 minutes, because it's like you can't look away. It's
Yeah.
so bad. Justice, I've just gave a really rambling verdict, so I apologize. But Book of Henry, greatest movie ever made.
David, don't apologize. I loved hearing your thoughts, and I agree with them pretty much across the board. What a fucking nightmare. What a hideous, deformed monstrosity of a film. I truly have never seen anything like it. I had a lot more fun watching this than I had watching the Emoji Movie or The Pest.
Yeah.
I was delighted by the fucking myriad torments that this movie was offering me. I felt like I had been dragged by hooked chains to hell by Cenobites and was learning the meaning of pleasure and pain being not so far apart. I feel transformed by this movie. I fucking hate this with every fiber of my being, but it is a hate so pure and righteous that I honestly feel like I'm a better person for having experienced it.
It's like it's a white hot burning hate that could almost be mistaken for love.
Yeah. This is the thing about this movie. When I was watching this movie, really all the way through to the end, I was like, is this a new classic, so bad it's good, you're going to be hearing about this movie in 50 years, unintentional masterpiece? And I think one could make that argument. However, after my first viewing of it, I sort of think if we're talking about like horseshoe theory of movies, where it's like you have good movie on one end of the horseshoe and bad movie on the other end, but the tips of the horseshoe get so close together that sometimes one jumps from one end to the other, right? And it's like, oh, maybe a bad movie can become a masterpiece because it's so bad. I think that this is the farthest that you can possibly get on the bad side of that horseshoe without crossing over. I think it is the worst bad movie you can possibly imagine without it actually becoming good.
It's not too dissimilar to Tommy Wiseau's The Room, because it is baffling at every turn and is full of scenes and plot lines that are just kind of brought up and dropped. But and it is entertaining with how fucking batshit crazy this movie is.
But it's also...
But I am loathing the day that I return to this movie. If I ever do.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm not with The Room.
Yeah. And it's like, it is... It is fun to watch sometimes, and simultaneously it is boring. In spots. It is so perplexing that it literally will start giving you a headache at points. The music is so bad that it is offensive to your ears. There is stuff about this movie that makes it like, even though there is kind of the fun, like, oh wow, this is so crazy, I can't believe this movie is doing this stuff that you get with something like The Room, it is also just like a slog to get through, and an oppressive, dark, evil experience in a way that The Room is not, and similar stuff is not.
It doesn't quite ever have, like, it is crazy. There aren't really many scenes that I think are so over the top, out there, crazy, wacky. Like when I think about like watching The Judge again, I cannot wait to see Robert Duvall shit on the floor again.
Oh yeah.
there's not really anything like that in the Book of Henry.
No, that's the thing about this movie is if you show any individual scene of this movie to someone who hasn't seen it in isolation, they will not understand what this movie is. I feel like you can show somebody...
There's layers to this thing.
Yeah, you can show somebody the rooftop scene from The Room, and they'll basically get what The Room is, right? And you can show somebody Robert Duvall shitting himself in The Judge, and someone will be like, hey, what's this weird-ass movie? If you showed someone... A scene in isolation from the Book of Henry, they would be like, this seems sort of innocuously bad, but it is greater. Its badness is greater than the sum of its parts. Mm-hmm. Each individual bad decision in this movie is not the great beast on its own that the film is when all of these things coalesce. It is like, it's transcendently bad and it's the worst movie ever made. Sorry. Also, but I agree with you.
It's like, like we've watched a lot of rough movies recently, I think, or like, but sometimes you just like, I do feel kind of alive after watching Book of Henry.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad I spent an hour and 45 minutes that I will never get back.
Yes.
Watching this movie because I have lived through something that only a few people have experienced.
Yeah.
And I've come out of it wiser.
And I do agree with you. I think people should watch this movie. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad movie where I'm like, don't bother. It's not worth your time. It's like, no, you should see this. So much worse.
Yep.
than you can imagine. Anyway, David, what are we talking about next week?
So I need to fucking pick me up. I needed something that was like, I don't know about a guaranteed banger, but something that I've heard good things about. I've never seen it.
Okay.
So I had this locked in for the last couple of weeks. And then just recently, the week that we're recording this, one of the actors in the film passed away.
Oh.
And I am loath to capitalize on someone's death, and I'm always worried about that with like when we did like Inland Empire a few weeks after.
You didn't know this person was going to die when you started thinking about doing the movie.
I didn't know about this, and but I'm also like, this is a big actor for both of us, I think, for different reasons. I want to watch this movie. So fuck it, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And just because I'm not gonna change it, like I had this in mind for the last couple of weeks. I really want to do it. I've never seen this movie, but next week you and I are gonna watch Clue, starring Tim Curry.
Oh, this is gonna be a delight. Hell yeah. I love Clue.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
You've seen Clue?
I've seen. I love Clue. Sorry, spoilers for my verdict on next week's episode, but I love Clue.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to watch it. You could say that I'm brimming with anticipation.
Oh, he did the thing.
R.I.P.
Tim Curry.
R.I.P. Tim Curry.
We'll say more about it next
Dolly.
week. Yeah.
R.I.P. Peter Colin.
Yeah.
We've lost. Like, we don't always call it past.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Screaming Mad George, dude.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
That one's just for me.
Well, and for any other shunting lovers in the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, next week we'll be talking Clue. We'll be talking Tim Curry.
This is going to be such a breath of fresh air.
Needs something.
Yeah.
Like Over the Top was fun, but I really need something.
Yeah, Clue is nice. We're going to have a good time next week.
Some light in this darkness.
Yeah.
Cool. Join us next week for Clue. Leave us a comment and shit. Instagram is Seedcast. The greatest movie podcast.com. I'm sorry, I've been fucking tired the last few episodes, and I'm still tired.
Let's get the
and I'm gonna be tired for a while. Fuck you. Love you guys. Until next time we see.
That did sound you love their ass.
Love you. I love your assholes. So delicious. I've been doing silly voices all day in the mail truck because I'm tired. As always, later dipshits.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Greatest Movie Ever Made. Please remember to leave us a rating and a review, and to subscribe to the show wherever you listen. We appreciate you supporting the show and spreading the word. Tell your friends to listen, tell your enemies to listen, tell your mom to listen. If your neighbor